You hear how loud that is? I have a solution to that problem though. You see these earmuffs? They work wonders. Best part is, I can still hear my podcasts and I can hear my music, audiobooks, whatever, with these. Now there's a cheap knockoff that people get from Temu. I've tried those, they're not as loud. Got these on Amazon. Better quality, they're nice and loud, they're rechargeable. And even over the sweater. Like I got my hood on, I got these on. Still drown out the vac truck. And I can still hear everything clearly that I'm trying to listen to. Now on the vac truck there's a lot of safety equipment. I mean, you don't have to use those. They're not the cheapest option, obviously. Earplugs, put something in there. Like you gotta protect your hearing. Take it from me. I've been doing this long enough. What else? Gloves. Like you always want a decent pair of gloves. I actually like to keep 2 pairs of gloves, especially in the winter time. So what I'll do is I get I got a cheaper set, something like this, and they usually come like in a bigger box, like 4 or 5. I buy those and I keep 2 pairs, so if one set gets wet in the winter time, I have 2 of them drying in the truck. I put them under a heater, either by the floor heat, or if you don't mind having to wipe down your dash every day, you put them on the dash, right, with the heater on. So while you're out there working, there's always 1 pair that's getting dried. For boots, in the summertime, usually I just use your regular steel-toed boots. And in the wintertime, I like to go with something more like a thermic rubber boot. I mean, I use Kofras, but there's a couple other ones. There's Dunlops. There's a few manufacturers that make a decent boot, but be ready to spend a good buck on those too. Mind you though, when you're running a vac truck, if you're not taking a shovel with those, I don't really overthink it. I buy a cheap pair because all the other construction work that I do, my steel toes don't last long. Okay, those boots are, everybody says, oh, spend good money on a good boot, they're your feet. But you know what? I'm up and down ladders, I'm kicking shovels, and I'm doing all these different things. They never last long enough for me to justify paying $300 for a freaking pair of boots every couple of months. It's not justifiable to me. Also, ideally, if you're running a vac truck, you want FR rated coveralls. That means fire resistant, not fireproof. There's a difference, believe me. But you want fire resistant, FR rated. You can buy those at most work clothing stores. Again, they'll set you back a bit, but they are worth the money. Now also, depending on the work you do, or just in general as a safety precaution, so the gloves I mentioned earlier, you can also get a bigger set because you don't really need dexterity in your fingers while you're digging with a hydrovac. As long as your fingers aren't too fat to press the buttons on a remote, you should be okay. Get a pair of gloves for electrical shock resistance, right? I mean, there's overhead, there's also, you dig up, sometimes we used to dig up hydro faults, anything like that. Plus anything could happen, right? It's a good thing to have. And then there's of course your other safety equipment on the truck. You have your bonding equipment. We used to use grounding stuff, but everyone's kind of moved away from that, and now they're doing bonding equipment instead. Whereas there's a bit of a difference. I can explain that later. That's a bit of a longer one. And then of course you have your safety glasses or face shields, whichever one you want to use. I've always liked the face shields a bit more than the safety glasses, but then again, it's a preference thing. Some guys like the safety glasses better. I just don't like having to clean them off all the time and all that.